So in this example, we're going to factor another trinomial. Notice, here's where the middle term is negative, and you should remember that when we had the middle term negative with the trinomials in the previous lesson, we know the only way to have the middle term negative and the last term positive, we had the form that was like x minus something times the quantity x minus something, which means both our middle terms were being subtracted. Okay? Obviously that's what we're going to want to do here too. Okay? We're not going to use this form. We should just recognize that both middle terms end up being negative when the middle part is negative and the last part is positive. Okay? So remember, we need numbers that add up to equal b and that multiply together to equal a times c, which is 60. So we need factors of 60 that will add up to negative 17. And obviously we should only be looking at sets of two negative numbers, because we're not going to have two positive numbers that add up to negative 17. So we'd have negative 1 and negative 60. That doesn't add up to negative 17. Negative 2, negative 30, negative 3, negative 20. Have negative 4, 15. Sorry, negative 15. Negative 5, negative 12, okay? These are the factors, and then off to the right, I'm going to write what they would equal if we add them together. We have negative 61, negative 32, negative 23, negative 19, and if you look at this last one, we got negative 17. So here are two numbers that add together to equal my middle term of negative 17 and multiply together to equal my a times my c, which would be 60. So now we can factor that. Remember, we break it apart into 3x squared, and then we just do minus one of my factors. I'm going to start out with the minus 12x, and then I do minus 5x. We just break apart this middle term into these two factors, and we have plus 20. And now I'm going to factor each of these individual pieces, first part and the second part. First part is I can factor out a 3x. 3x times x would give me 3x squared minus 3x times 4 would give me the minus 12x. And then I'm going to factor out a negative 5 from the right side. So I get negative 5 times the quantity of x, because negative 5 times x will give me negative 5x. And then I'm going to have negative 4, because negative 5 times negative 4 would give me positive 20. And then remember, if we have the same thing in parentheses, we can rewrite this as the part in front of my first parentheses and the part in front of my second parentheses. So I'd have 3x minus 5, and they are both being multiplied by that x minus 4. And there is that trinomial factor, 3x minus 5 times the quantity of x minus 4. Again, similar to what we've done before with finding these factors, except remember, when your coefficient is something other than 1, you got to find numbers that multiply together to equal a times c, not just c.